Well, Epic Universe is opening in less than a month on May 22nd, and this park, having been to it myself, is a fantastic theme park. And one aspect that I'm very excited to go check out of this park again is at night, because if you've seen video and pictures of this park, it seems like it was built for the nighttime, as they have a great lighting package. Multiple lands here seem like they were basically built to be experienced at night. And then Universal came out and released their operating hours in the opening time frame for Epic Universe, and it doesn't seem like you're going to be able to experience this park at night for very long, which is a little baffling, kind of shocking here. So we're going to go through and talk about this as to maybe why this park isn't open later than it is going to be, and if this is perhaps a short-term thing, and then eventually this park is open much later. So we'll talk about it here. So hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. So I did already talk about this in one of the Epic Universe update and news updates, but I have a lot of strong opinions on why I think this park needs to stay open later. And also, somebody commented in that video that I was talking about this subject for too long, so I'm going to do a dedicated video on that and talk about it even longer.
I'm dug in, and I'll never change.
Because that's just kind of how I'm wired. So that's one reason why I'm going to do this. But I do have some strong opinions on this. And the Universal Orlando Resort has posted its operating hours for Epic Universe. Again, opens May 22nd. And shockingly, it's only open till 9 p.m.
What did you say?
And again, if you've seen pictures and video of this park, it shines at night. It's something that ever since they've really introduced or been testing the lighting package here, I have wanted to see this park at night. We were there during one of the previews, but the park closed at 7. And in Orlando, as of right now, it gets dark around 8:15-ish. So the park closing at 9 o'clock means essentially you've got 45-ish minutes to really take in this park at night.
This is terrible. Terrible.
And even Islands of Adventure is open till 10. I don't understand this, the Islands of Adventure being open later than Epic Universe. When, again, if you look at Epic Universe, it seems like this park, especially certain aspects of this park, were built for the nighttime. I mean, Dark Universe being one, that seems like a land that needs to be experienced at night to really fully get the most out of that land. And Celestial Park as well, being the lighting package in there, the fountain going on, and how everything just looks and the vibe of it. I feel like that those lands were essentially created to be experienced at night, especially, or they just have a different feel to them at night. So closing at 9 o'clock is baffling. Not enough time to really take in a lot of the things that this park has to offer. And as to the reasons of this, I mean, I suppose it could, a lot of people have had theories about as to why. It could just be a conservative approach to opening this park up, as a lot of these rides and things are still having issues. They may not feel fully comfortable in having this park open later. That might cut down on some of the maintenance needed for some of these rides, or it just could be they're trying to crawl before they walk, before they run. And they're just trying to ease into this opening time frame, have the least amount of issues they can, have a reduced operating hours that still try and satisfy the demand of this park while still getting things running optimally in this park. That could be part of it as well. But also you have to look at Universal's current operating hours, how they've kind of always operated. They're not open that late. And that's been one of my biggest issues with Universal, is just how early many times they close their theme parks. And we look as of right now, today is April 29th. I mean, Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Florida closes at 7 p.m. And this is not uncommon. And we were there in the parks last Friday, and they closed at 6 p.m. Because they had Grad Bash going on. But I have been in the parks, especially in the wintertime. Sometimes you'll see 5 o'clock closing. I mean, they close their parks earlier, and then especially compared to Disney. And it's one of those things, like, I love theme parks at night, so I've really always been kind of frustrated outside of, say, Halloween Horror Nights and certain special events that these parks are not open later. So the assumption has been all along, okay, with Epic Universe coming in, more people coming, your parks are going to be open much later, which technically they are. I mean, being closed, Islands of Adventure closing at 10, Universal Studios closing at 9, that is later than they have been running them. But Epic Universe closing at 9 is just one where I am baffled by it. I really hope it's a short-term thing as they iron out whatever issues they have. And these operating hours are from May 22nd to May 31st. So we'll have to wait and see. Perhaps in June, they extend these hours, maybe in July. I am hearing pretty heavy rumors that they are looking at potentially a midnight closing of this park on some nights. I personally would love to be in this park till 1 a.m. I mean, I'm not really wanting to be up that late, but I will for the days I'm at Epic Universe. And some of the best times I've had in theme parks since I've been going have been late nights in the theme parks. I remember back in the day with Disney World, sometimes at Magic Kingdom, it would be open until 2 a.m. if you were a hotel guest. And those are some really cool events and really cool vibes in the park, just being able to be in there that late, especially in the summertime when it's so hot. You have a cooler, time to check it out. You don't have the sun bearing down on you. It's a little bit more of a relaxed feeling in the parks. So I do really hope we get into June that these park operating hours do extend. But hopefully, at the very least, by say July and August, we have a lot more park hours here, because I do think most people seeing the footage from Epic Universe of what I'm seeing online and what most people I've talked to want to see this park at night. And only having 45-ish minutes to do that seems kind of a slap in the face of the creative, and the park operations not supporting that would be something that I don't think is a great look, or something that isn't ideal for the guest experience. And it also could be from a staffing issue that they may not, feel like they have the capacity at this point to do that. Maybe they don't have enough cast members trained. Maybe they don't have enough team members trained up. I mean, we do know this could play a role, but there were the rumors out there of 800 plus team members that were let go during the team member previews for essentially bringing people from the outside in that, got these team members fired during these previews. That, I suppose, could have something to do with this. If they really were having to rehire people and get more help in, that could be something. I don't really know if that's been talked about much, and if that number is accurate. I do know quite a few team members were fired due to behavior during the team member previews, so maybe that is a factor in this. But I am hoping we get into June and July that these park hours are extended, because if they're not, I'm going to have some thoughts on it, because I think that is not a great move. Again, when you have this park set up for the nighttime like this, I think, again, most people are wanting to experience it that way. And again, if they're anticipating a lot more crowds coming in, extended hours are going to help people be able to experience all the things they have in this park. If there is extended wait times and other things going on, it does give your guest more time to try and get everything done in a day. And especially considering most of the tickets being sold in packages only include 1 day at Epic Universe. Now, you can buy single day tickets outside of that, but a lot of these people that are going are planning to get as much time as they can for Epic Universe. And so having these, shorter times in the park than maybe they were expecting, I don't think is something a lot of people were hoping for, and probably are pretty disappointed to hear about at this point. But again, I am hearing some pretty strong rumors from a couple of places that they are looking at extending these hours much later, as well as there could be some additional nighttime entertainment involving fireworks in the fountain. That is something that we haven't heard anything about, nighttime fireworks show, which at this point there may not be one that happens right off the bat. We have seen the fountain show going on, but the rumor out there is there's going to be some major additions to that, or some sort of show coinciding with the fountain. Again, one of the rumors that's been out there for a long time is the projection mapping onto Helios itself. And again, this has been a rumor about the projection mapping on Helios that I talked about almost a year and a half ago at this point, maybe somewhere around there. But this is from some leaked concept art, and more than likely what was Universal Creative using a third party to help design some aspects of this. And what it really comes down from is this quote here where it says, "This in-park themed hotel is a combination of carefully planned programmatic elements with a unique thematic story that culminates in a lavish extension of story for guests to the park. Envisioned as a present-day alternate universe design, this project was born out of imagery of fable, video game worlds, and film set as the backdrop to the adjacent theme park. The client sought to create a Disney castle which was inhabitable. Heavily influenced by thematic storytelling, this one-of-a-kind hotel houses 500 themed rooms and suites, a spectacular outdoor pool, and an amenity floor that includes a ballroom and grandiose domed bar experience." So a lot of those obviously have come to fruition, but being the whole point about, to quote, create a Disney castle, if we know about Cinderella's castle in Magic Kingdom, they have projection mapping on that fireworks show as part of that. So that has been a rumor out there to add to this park in the nighttime, element of this nighttime entertainment element. So that is something that could be added on here as well, perhaps, if they do extend these operating hours till after 9 o'clock. And I will also just point out, it's kind of interesting. This is from Judy Winslow on Twitter X, and it looks like Magic Kingdom may be open until midnight in the summer. So this is around whenever their Starlight Parade is going on. And given the competitive nature of, say, Epic Universe, how it's affecting Disney World, I think one of the things Disney is probably going to do, on top of the discounts they're going to do, is maybe have the parks open longer. It appears that could happen. So the park will be open quite late with day guests in the park until near midnight. I think that's a massive win, and I'm all for, if Magic Kingdom is going to be open till midnight, that this could also, maybe given some feedback and just really the pressure from what people want, if Universal is not wanting to keep this park open later, competition could make them do this. And again, they typically have not kept their parks open very late, so this is not something they tend to want to do a lot of times. But again, I think with this park, with the competitive nature of this, and if Universal really wants to become, they've said they want to be the first choice in Orlando, I think part of that is going to be having your parks open later, especially in the summertime. Without even talking about this park being experienced at night and really being designed for many of the aspects of this park to be experienced at night. In the summertime, obviously, it's hot. I know this has become kind of a new thing to talk about theme park attendance in the summer, that Florida's hot. Florida's always been hot. But one thing that helps with that is when you don't have the sun bearing down on you, you have more time in the park to enjoy it in a little bit of a cooler atmosphere. Yeah, it's still warm. It's still going to be humid, but you don't have the sun bearing down on you. And it's just a nicer experience if it's in the middle of July or August and you can be in the park until midnight to really experience these things. I think that's something that guests would really enjoy. And I really do think if Universal wants to take that next step in becoming a better and bigger theme park destination, having longer operating hours is part of that. You have to give people more access and more time in your park, and especially a park that is seemingly has been designed to be experienced at night like this one. You need more than 45 minutes in the summertime to do that. So I hope maybe if Universal isn't leaning toward doing this, although again, I have heard rumors that they are potentially looking at, closing at midnight eventually, maybe once the initial park operations get under control. I understand the opening time frame can be a little, there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things going on. But once this park is established, I do think being open later is something that they need to do. I don't think this is something it'd be nice for it to happen. I think it needs to happen if they really want this park to be viewed as potentially one of, if not the best theme park in Orlando or, even in the country. And I think that's the goal of this park for them. And I think these longer hours would be something that a lot of people would be very appreciative of. And if competition forces this between them and Disney has been closing their parks earlier as well. Disney World used to be open till 2 a.m. sometimes. I'm all for these theme parks competing with each other to be open later, because I do think that's something a lot of people do want, especially we haven't seen that as much since COVID happened. So if we see a return to this stuff due to competition, yet again, the consumer wins in that scenario, and I'm all for it. Have to wait and see how it looks going into June, but as of right now, when the opening time frame, it is open essentially from 9 to 9, and if you want later hours than that, you can go to Islands of Adventure. Hey, those parks are open later than they usually have been, but I do think most people were pretty disappointed to see about the current operating hours of Epic Universe. But I suppose we'll wait and see perhaps if they extend these out, give them a little bit of leeway here in an opening time frame, because I can only imagine all the things going on behind the scenes right now and what will be going on when this park opens. It's probably a good definition of just I don't even know if you would call it organized chaos, but probably just chaos on some level, trying to get everything together. And I will have some stronger thoughts if we get more into the summer and we still have 9 p.m. closing for Epic Universe here. But as of now, though, that is all that we know on this. And when things change, we will let you know on here and bring you up to date on the latest news here. But either way, that's going to be it, though, for this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about Epic Universe closing at 9 p.m. in the opening time frame? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.